Hello everyone, it's Robstar here, and this morning I woke up and saw that No Man's Sky had dropped the next generation patch. And so I wanted to hop on before work and just do a little stability testing for the mods that I had just recommended yesterday, as well as just kind of compare the update with what I had already was able to achieve using mods. However, since I did this before work, I was a little bit rushed, and so I felt like the commentary wasn't that good live, and I didn't cover all the topics I wanted to. So I'm just going to re-record over this and kind of narrate over this Let's Play. If you guys like this narration better than the actual live Let's Play, feel free to let me know, because it's certainly easier not having to multitask. So let's hop right into how I'm feeling about the next generation update. So I hopped onto an older save before I did this Let's Play, and then just did some comparisons of the newer graphics versus the modded graphics. And I know I should be super excited and super pumped about the next generation update, because, you know, that's what people want to see, that's what gets attention. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not that excited about it. Mainly because after seeing what it has to offer, I do believe that it's still worse than what you can achieve using just a simple number of mods. I do think it is good that they increase the render distance slightly and slightly increase the density of the fauna on planets, but it certainly is nowhere close to what you can achieve, for instance, with like Exo's ground fix, which gives you like over 120 units worth of render distance. If you check out my past video where I go over the graphics mods, it's very clear that you can render grass pretty much as far as you can see, and the game still runs okay. I know they have to support the consoles and stuff, and that's part of the reasons why they're holding back the rendering, but I don't think it would be unreasonable to just give the PC players more. With that being said, I am still pretty excited overall with the update. I'm glad that with the Origins, they pushed the terrain generation a little bit further, and then now with the next generation, they're pushing rendering a little bit further, which I do think are steps in the right direction if we ever want to see like a truly wild universe. You know, I don't want to, completely ignore what's going on the screen here, so just to give a little bit of commentary. I'm just doing the Artemis quest line here, and the reason why I chose to do this one was I was hoping that I would be able to go to the 3 different planets that this quest asked you to in order to use the signal booster. However, as you'll see shortly, I actually did run into a crash which set me behind, so I was only able to visit 2 planets before I ran out of time before work. Anyways, around this point, I was like kind of confirming that my suspicions were correct, and I look over to the side and notice like, right, perfect. This quest is going to take me 3 different planets. This video is going to go perfectly. And then at this point, I was like, hey, I'm going to go gather some resources and then meet you guys at the next planet, which is like, and they do a little time lapse of me gathering resources, which I've been kind of liking. So I ended up starting doing that here, but in the middle of doing so, I realized that I have no toxic protection. And so I ended up quickly running over to grab some, and I got down to 1 tick left before I was actually going to start taking damage. So definitely going to have to keep a better eye on that later in the future. And then I come to this factory. I was hoping I would grab some early blueprints, and then I realized I actually have no weapons at this point in the game, so I couldn't even open it. And right around here, I noticed, oh my god, every single one of these rocks has sodium in it. Like, how perfect. And then, while I was mining, the most interesting thing happened. I slowed down the video here, and I'll show you guys. I have never seen this before. A little creature popped out, and like, it kind of like scared me, but also I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And I don't know, is this new? I mean, it's obviously not new. There was nothing in the patch notes about it, but that's one thing to love about this game. You really do end up running into unique situations all the time. But I was just mining on here and it happened again. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. However, as you'll see in a second here, I end up trying to mine the little guy. Because I wasn't sure what he was. I wasn't sure if he was a creature or what. I noticed you can't scan him. But unfortunately, while mining him, I actually crash. And I think that's obviously due to the mods I have installed. There must be a problem. They must have changed a parameter or a name of a certain resource. And then when I went to load that resource, it must have caused the crash, which means I'm going to have to recompile one of the mods. I'm not sure which one, and I didn't crash for the rest of this video. I managed to get off the planet. So I wouldn't worry about it if you are considering installing mods. I would just go ahead and do it. It's not that common, but just, you know, be warned, it can happen. But anyways, in the live commentary, I was just kind of talking about the crash itself. And then I ended up having to redo some of the stuff I'd already done. But instead of mining all the sodium, I decided to just go underground and grab a bunch of cobalt. Cobalt is incredibly valuable for how easy it is to obtain early game. As you get later in the game, there's really no use for it, but early on it's super nice. And then here I was just doing some inventory management, just burning down some of the resources I have already had. And I didn't realize that that rusted metal gives you so much ferrite dust. Like, I ended up with thousands of ferrite dust afterwards, which is super nice. And then same here, I ended up getting some of that slime and turning it into some nanites, which is super nice. It's a good amount to have in the beginning of the game, and it's essentially free nanites, so you might as well take it. I keep farming here because I'm going to need these resources, because I plan on doing maybe in the next episode, just doing some, you know, warp drive to hop between a few solar systems in order to just grab some more inventory space, because I completely run out here while I was farming, and I get the warning like, oh, you've run out of inventory space. But I end up flying to the other planets here, and I do notice while I'm flying in that things are rendering at a higher altitude. I'm almost certain of that. I mean, I would have to obviously, I can't go back in time and replay without Next Generation, but I think that that is a change with the newest patch. But I mean, I could just be imagining it. And that's what I'm like talking about here. I'm like, I don't remember seeing fauna at that high of an altitude. But to be honest, it could have also been one of the mods, because I think Fine LOD does work on that. It actually does work on rendering higher resolution for the terrain even while in space. So it definitely could have been Fine LOD. And overall here, I was like bragging about how I opened up my inventory to brag about how I'd fixed up, like cleaned up my inventory space, only to realize that like I had completely filled it with additional junk that I forgot about, and then kind of looked like an idiot. But I popped down another signal booster here just to continue the quest line. And that's when I realized that like I'm running out of time and I have to go get ready for work. Well, that's about it for this episode, and let me know what you guys think about Next Generations, and tell me if you guys, especially if you're not using mods, let me know if you can tell a difference, because I could tell a little bit of a difference, but nothing that I would say is incredibly significant where I'd be like, oh, if you were taking a break from No Man's Sky, you have to jump back in now. But that's just my opinion. Let me know if you guys enjoy the commentary more than the actual live narration. It's certainly a lot easier and allows me to talk about things that interest me in the game, and I enjoy it more, but I'm interested to see what you guys think. Anyways, take care.